Hello everyone, welcome to 2021, this first day of January in 2021, this new beginning, 1st of the 1st, 2021. Now I've known for a little while that I would be doing a sharing of some sort today. I wasn't sure exactly what that might be, but what I had been guided was that it's time for me to step up more regularly, to share insights, to share love, to share meditation, to share connection, to shed awareness for all of us, to assist this journey as we're moving into this powerful year of 2021. Now, what did occur a little while ago today, this morning, as I wasn't sure exactly where things were going, I went into a meditation and almost immediately some connection to the divine field, some information came through about what this sharing needed to be about. Now, I have written down some dot points, but first of all, I want you all to know that this year of 2021 isn't going to be an instant fix from 2020. 2020 was a global awakening and the bringing to the surface of what is out of alignment within the planet, in our face, and the need to make changes on how we live on the planet, how we live with each other and every living creature on it, to have autonomy and to connect to your heart within, to be your guide as you move forward. And to support and hold those in love that may not be ready to do that. So it's about each of us taking our personal journey in connection to the whole and to step up and step into our heart's truth, and to know that there is a way forward and that it is needed and it is happening. And all we can do is each step as it occurs. Now, the things I've written down, I'll just share with you. These little dot points. Okay? And maybe before I begin that you just take a moment to take a breath, to breathe in through your nose deeply into your body and gently tap in the center of your chest and release the breath. And as you're lightly, really lightly in the center of your chest, tapping and breathing, recognize that in this tapping, you're pointing inwards. You're pointing into your heart. You're putting into your inner being, your divinity. It's not, the answers aren't fully in here. It needs to be anchored in here. And aligning then with the other wisdom and knowledge that we have within the mind. But here is the key. Here is the source of who you are. Not in the stories that we've created. So breathing in deeply. And letting the breath go. And just acknowledge I am here. And as well as being in here, you're expansive and connected to everything and everyone. I'm connected to you. And I'm blessed to be connected to you. We are blessed with each other and our connection. to this planet and to everything on it. So in this place of connected awareness, you can either just place your hand here as you listen and maybe take notes. Trust what you feel guided. It may be you just want to sit in the peace of your heart, and you may hear things that really resonate and feel that that's why I listened in today. It may be you hear things that I share that may trigger you, and that's okay too. We are all in our individual journey of soul expansion, and there are many ways for that. What I can tell you is that unconditional love is the key and the pathway. And we are powerful. And as we take a journey consciously throughout 2021 from our heart's truth, amazing changes will happen. They are happening. Does it mean it's going to be an easy path? Probably not. It will be a journey of highs and lows, but expansion. And the more you consciously take the steps to move forward from a place of heart truth and not pain body truth, your growth will be exponential, and your personal journey will impact the whole more than you can possibly imagine. You will create ripple effects everywhere. It's about personal responsibility. It's about autonomy. It's about taking our power back and moving away from victimhood, as we all have at times. I know I have. These last 14 years have been a huge journey of exploration, of awareness, of healing and transforming the wounds, the old programs, the old beliefs, the limiting beliefs. Some of our beliefs are wonderful and empowering and joyful, but some of them are anchored in someone else's truth, anchored in our childhood story. But the most joyous thing is that we can change everything. So I will share the things that I've got written down, and interestingly, the very first thing that I had written down from earlier this morning was that there's no silver bullet. We, you and I, are the answer we're looking for. And this, within your heart, is where you will find that. And we, as we individually and collectively support each other on that journey, miracles are happening, will happen, but it's up to us. It's time to not give your power away and say it's someone else's fault. All of this is someone else's fault. That isn't to say others have not done things or created things, but often we have been compliant in not having a voice for whatever reason, not speaking our truth, feeling we're not enough, feeling unworthy. But the fact that you're here on this planet at this time shows that you are important and you are needed Your love is needed. Your self-love is needed. Your self-worth is needed. So no, there's no silver bullet. However, as we hold each other in love and support, with kindness, compassion, with patience, it'll become easier. So the next on the list is letting you know that we are on the cusp of great change, huge change. Back to the same thing, it begins on our individual journeys, linked together in community, into the collective. All those tiny actions that we do to heal those parts of us that feel less than, not enough than. Feeling helpless, feeling powerless. As we transform that within ourselves, we transform the collective with this wave of energy. All you need to do is your tiny bit. Begin with you. So I'm just trying to read my writing, actually. Basically, it's what I've just been saying to you. It's in the hands of every individual. And this is a choice turning point. Be the love, be the kindness, be the compassion for all those that are suffering. But you don't need to hold that suffering within you. As you connect into your heart, there's this flow of energy that's unlimited. So trust in that. Be that for others. As you be that for others, you're being that for yourself. Again, it looks like that I haven't been reading this. I've just been freely sharing with you. I'm just checking in now, basically, whether I've covered what I'm here to cover. So I talked about autonomy and empowerment. I will share with you, on my journey of life, I'm nearly 67. And for most of it, I've given my power away. I haven't operated in the world from a place of autonomy, which means from my own deepest truth and trusting in me and connection to me. I was operating from an old story, giving my power away all the time, not having a voice, or very rarely. The fact that I'm speaking to you now is a clear contrast to how I lived my life for most of my life. And I've never felt more of who I am, more aligned to my heart, more free. But it begins with a journey going inwards to recognize the wounds, to transform the wounds, to transform the subconscious beliefs that disempower you, that are self-limiting. And I'm still on that journey. I'm gifted nearly every day a snippet of something where I can recognize that the head's telling a story and it's not this truth. So letting go of victimhood, again, same thing. Every step is assisting in restoring balance and harmony to this planet, to planet Earth, and to every living thing on it. Have no doubt, any tiny step you make is making a difference. And remember to ask for help. It's along the journey of the last 14 years, it's not just been and it's there. Over the years, it was when I reached out for help and started searching. There's been a multitude of amazing people I've been blessed to share this journey with who've assisted me. And I'm finding it easier and easier to clear and transform and align with my deepest truth much quicker and easier. So question your choices of what you do. Oh, you saw me jump. My book with my notes has just fallen on the floor, so whether it's telling me leave them alone, I don't know, but I'll pick it up and we may or may not use it. Okay. So questioning your choices. Asking the question regularly, daily. Is this choice I'm making for the greater good of the planet, for humanity, for all who live here, and my personal journey? Often we live our lives on autopilot, and I'm still in a huge process of letting go of how I live my life daily. My growth has been exponential, and in the last few months especially, and I'm so grateful. And yes, I'm still a work in progress, but that's okay. It's okay not to do it all at once. It's incremental. Sometimes we take large leaps, sometimes we take smaller steps, but every time you take a step to shift and change fear, old story, old pain, it is a huge, powerful impact for you, your family, and the collective. So, asking for help, connecting to the earth, connecting to nature, connecting and interacting from your heart with your community. And that community doesn't have to be next door. Your community could even be an online experience. So it's about connectedness, but it begins with connecting with you, connecting with nature. We're not separate from anything. So ways to support you on that journey is make the time to be still. And whether that's inside, whether it's outside, out in nature is a wonderful thing to do, but we don't always have the capacity to do that. It's finding, even if it's just a small window. You know, many of us have busy lives where we are taking care of somebody, multiple somebodies, and somehow we don't find a window of connection. But you can bring it into your life in the smallest of ways. That's so powerful, and you can do this multiple times through the day. What we've just shared right at the beginning here, and I said to you about focusing on your breath. Maybe close your eyes as well, and just gently tap in the center of your chest and breathe. Acknowledge your breath. acknowledge that within you, where you're tapping, is your heart's wisdom, is your connection to your inner being, is your connection to the oneness of all things, divine source, creator, whatever words align for you. You can do this in the space of a minute. If you're a busy mum, for example, when you go to the bathroom, if you can shut the door, that is, just do that whilst you're there in this space. Do that multiple times. Do that when you're in the shower. Any window of opportunity, and you create a connection within you. You create a connection with all things. Your breath is so powerful. So powerful. Walking in nature. Being present in nature. One of the things I've observed in myself over this through 2020 especially, is I'm more present when I go out for a walk. I'm more present to the sounds. I'm more present to the beauty. I notice things more. I'm more present to the feeling of the wind on my face and in my hair. And take the time on my walk to be still at times, just to observe, just to take notice. The other thing is to move your body, and this is why going for a walk, you don't have to do anything massive. It's just moving your body. And I am on a mission this year to actually move my body more. In the past, when I didn't have great awareness, that was one way, and I realize now it was sort of my meditation. I used to run, I used to be really fit, knew what to do completely. I still do know what to do to strengthen my body, to keep it flexible. So my gift to myself for this year and ongoing is to be more active, to be conscious of this body and appreciation for it, to help to nurture it, to strengthen it. And I have done much to take care of it, again in this last 12 months, in what I feed it. And talking about feeding it, feeding our body is what we put in our mouth to eat, is having awareness of the vibration of that food, where it's sourced. It's about feeding our mind, is watching less and being in an environment where there is less low vibrational energy, where there's less fear, where it's more joyful, more empowering, more peaceful, that anchors in with your heart's truth. And it isn't always easy, especially when there's really difficult times like there are globally, because we do get caught in a cycle of what we view. It becomes an addiction. So it's about recognizing when you're feeding your mind with fear, feeding your mind with worry, feeding your mind with self-talk that's not kind. So it's about finding ways to initially recognize that's happening, and then making a conscious choice to feed your mind, feed your soul, feed your heart, feed your body with high vibrational energy. And sometimes you'll have days when you can do that and other days where you don't. But acknowledge each moment that you do that. and it'll become easier and easier. Make yourself a priority. By making yourself a priority, you're making your family a priority. You're making humanity a priority. You're making this planet Earth a priority. So be aware of how you feed yourself in all ways. Expressing gratitude every morning, every day, for the simplest of things, even when you're really flat, even when things have been challenging. That it's about finding ways to pull something out of that mire that you can be grateful for. And it may be as simple as that you've got a comfy bed to sleep on. It may be that you have food to eat. It may be that you've been gifted some kindness and compassion from another. And as you get into a habit of awareness of gratitude, it becomes bigger. So gift yourself every day a moment of gratitude, moments of gratitude, and see it grow. Now, the biggie for all of us, for this planet, for the change that needs to happen, is to moving away from victimhood and blame, and to bring in, wherever you can, and you may need help with this. It's not always an easy journey. However, the biggest gift that humanity can give itself is the gift of ultimate forgiveness, the gift of forgiveness. And sometimes it's easier to forgive others. I have to say, on my personal journey, and it's different for everyone, so there's no right or wrong here. Each of our individual journeys are unique. There's no one size fits all. There may be similarities. For most of my life, even from when I was young, I found it relatively easy to forgive other people. But I've also been aware in the last few years that there were things that were hidden from me where I hadn't. And then when they came to the surface, it was just like, whoa, that's a bit of a shock. I didn't even know that was there. And that's okay. But fortunately, I've been able to transform that and see love there instead. Forgiving myself has been an interesting ride, and often that's the most difficult for most people. And again, I'm not saying it is for everybody. But the biggest gift we can give ourselves, to gift our family, to gift our friends, to gift humanity, to gift this planet, is to go on an active journey of forgiveness. It expands the heart. It enables us to be more aligned to the fullness of who we are and why we are here. I think this is time for me to wrap up this message, this sharing, and it's gone for about 30 minutes now. And I thank each and every one of you who have been patient enough to sit through and listen. And If you'd love to share your insights of anything that may have come up for you, please do. We are on this journey together. We are connected. We are love. And it's time for us to embrace all of who we are, to evoke the most powerful, courageous change on this planet Earth as we move into 2021. So I celebrate you, I honor you, and I love you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be connecting more and more regularly, at least once a week, maybe more. So to ensure that you do pick up on what I'm sharing, you can always subscribe to this new video channel. It was birthed yesterday. Sending love and peace to every single being on this planet. I see you. We are one. And remember, have fun wherever you can. Laughter is such a great medicine. Namaste. Till the next time.